It's a big story. boAt raising more than $100 million. And look at the marquee investor, Warburg Pincus, joining me to talk more about this. The guys behind boAt, the founders, Aman as well as Sameer. Thanks, guys. Congratulations. It's a big, big fundraise. Aman, I'll come to you first. Warburg Pincus on board. Remember Warburg Pincus that took that initial bet on Bharti Airtel, held the record for the best ever private equity exit, all of that. You've got them on board now. How does life change? What does this really mean for your journey?
Thanks for calling us on the show. Happy New Year to you and your viewers. It's been a remarkable journey for us, and we are thankful to God, thankful to our consumers, thankful to our boat heads and our investors. Kaval, Fireside Ventures, they were the first investors, and now Warburg Pincus coming in for this round. And it's a good start to the new year. FDI of $100 million coming to India. For a D2C sector, it's a sunrise sector, and as our Honorable Prime Minister said just yesterday, that startups of today might be the MNCs of tomorrow. And I think we are well poised now as an Indian brand, as an Indian lifestyle brand, to start becoming self-sustainable. Make in India is one of the initiatives we want to take. So exciting times ahead.
Sameer, if I could come to you now. What's been so unique about boAt also, while direct-to-consumer branding, marketing has really taken off during the lockdown, it's something that you folks at boAt have championed. It's coming of age. Everyone wants to get into it now. It's been one of the biggest trends that we saw in 2020. What does this mean for boAt?
So boAt has been digitally native since its inception, right? Back in the day, distribution was very, very hard to manage, especially offline. Was a very complicated and, very capital intensive industry to focus on. And that's why we went to D2C. And what we've seen is, people have started accepting the D2C way of life. People are not scared of shopping online. There are so many reviews and so many ratings that are there, which, gives the customer the confidence in terms of buying a product. So essentially, it's been a fantabulous journey for us. We've grown along with the D2C segment in India, and we foresee that this story will continue and the momentum will be with us.
Aman, you're a homegrown brand for audio products, headphones, earphones, sound bars, speakers, all of that. And I'm sure 2020 was a great year for you, with the work from home phenomenon, for example, taking off, people watching more television, investing in home theaters and all of that. What was the year like for you?
Yeah, I call it the at-home revolution. Yeah, there was work at home, work from home, study from home, learn at home, probably IPL at home, and then there was cinema at home. So this at-home actually has given a boost to the headphone industry. In fact, it has become one of the essentials now. Look at us. We would have been at your studio and talking to you one-on-one. Probably now we're doing all that on Zoom. So, headphones have become a critical part of our lifestyle. It's becoming one of the essential categories. Pre-COVID to post-COVID, for 2 months, April and May, we had zero sales. We were not selling anything, but then suddenly there was a pent-up demand. Pre-COVID to post-COVID, our numbers have gone up 30%. It's not only because of the at-home revolution, but it is also because we entered into a few categories. We expanded offline. So our growth has come from expanding channels, expanding categories, and also the pent-up at-home demand.
And Aman, the game plan is that in 3 years from now, you reach the 1,000 crore rupee mark. How? What's the game plan?
Yeah, we would, and in fact, we want. We keep targets which we want to achieve. We've always beaten our targets, and that's the fun of doing that. I think we should beat that target also. There is a strategy of going in different channels, different categories. We've just started offline. We are a brand which was born online, and we've started scratching the surface of offline. And offline is huge, right? 90% of India still buys offline. So offline is going to be a huge channel for us. Categories, we've just entered into wearables, and we see a big shift in our percentage coming from wearable categories too. We've started targeting the consumer also at different price points. So we've gone, our ASPs have gone up. We've started looking at newer technologies like active noise cancellation and all, which we are launching soon. So there'll be a healthy mix of category expansion, channel expansion, and customer expansion. The 3 Cs I call it. I think we'll be focusing on all three for our growth to achieve those targets.
Samir, if I could now talk to you a little bit about competition. For example, it wasn't that long back that Micromax, for example, wanted to be in this space, but it got wiped out by the cheaper Chinese companies. What's your market share? For example, Counterpoint Research has pegged it at 18.3% when it comes to market share. How are you going to expand, maintain it, expand on it, and make sure you don't have the same future that Micromax had?
The competition has always been there for us, right? The day we were born, we had a lot of competition from the Japanese players, from the American players. We found a segment, we found a niche and a white space in the entire industry where we could make products which are better suited to the Indian audience. We gave them quality products which were essentially value for money. The positioning was very, very aspirational. So that's kept us ahead of the curve. We see a lot of players entering this segment, but we're there on track in terms of our R&D, in terms of product development is very, very strong. The product pipeline is also very, very strong. Of course, there'll be challenges, but we are ready to take them on, and we're ready for the next set of challenges coming towards us.
What about wearables, Samir? We are hearing so much buzz, for example, in the government about how it's going to come out with SOPs to boost manufacturing of wearables right here in the country as part of the Atmanirbhar Bharat mission. What's your strategy?
So wearables is a very key category, right? If you look at last year, in fact, Apple outsold all the Swiss watchmakers all put together, right? So there's a massive shift in terms of the way wearables are being seen. People are moving away from the traditional wearables like watches and moving towards digital space, where health and fitness has also become a very, very important factor for the consumer. And we see this momentum going on. There's going to be a massive shift from your regular analog watches to your digital watches, which give you your health and your fitness tracking, etc. So that's going to continue to grow. It's going to be a very big focus area for us. We've put in some effort over there. We've launched just one product in that space as of now. But over a period of time, we're hoping that we can launch at least 4 or 5 successful products.
Okay, Aman, let me come to you. 60 to 70% of your business is online, but as has been alluded and spoken about, boAt wants to address the offline strategy as well. Why? What's the rationale and what's the plan?
No, so we were as we said that we were born online, and our customers were mostly online, and it was easy distribution for us. It was relatively we were talking to the digital audience, and now when we've gone offline, I think there is we're getting a good response from the offline market also. We've started around 15 to 20% of our turnover this year will be coming from the offline market. Offline, Reliance digital stores are doing very well for us. Chroma is doing well for us. Vijay Sales is doing well for us. In fact, we've gone into the mom and pop shops also. We've got a multi-distributor model there. And at the mom and pop shops also now boAt is being available. And the best part is that the consumers are coming and asking for boAt from the retailers, which is where, I feel that the brand is now well poised to go for the offline market. We've started doing some offline activation. We did TV advertisements this year. We've done some, print advertisements. We started catering to the offline audience, apart from just being focused on the online audience. So Offline is, and as we all know, 90% of India still shops offline, right? So we don't want to lose that consumer, which is shopping offline. And he also, and in fact, as we move up the price ladder, if you look at our sound bars, they're sold more offline because people want to have a touch and feel. People want to hear the sound before buying it. So some of these categories are offline driven, and I think offline is a very important channel for us, and we'll be focusing on that too.
Aman, is it indeed true that boAt is now the world's 5th largest wearable brand?
That's a fair point. So we've done decently well for ourselves, touch wood. And if you look at the IDC data, where we were the 5th largest wearable brand in the world, we were the only brand which was selling in India, right? And only selling headphones at that point when we were covered. Now imagine if we add up a few channels, if we add up a few categories, if we add up a few countries, there is a huge room of growth left for us. Look at Make in India. If you look at like Samir was talking about Make in India, we are the only brand which will start up and that scale which we have at doing in Make in India. Imagine the scale which we can do. Imagine what Indians can do as a brand. And this is the right time for brands like us, for brands like boAt, for boAt to in fact do more than what we can do. And the world is our playground. We've not looked at international markets as a company for now, but that is also something which we can look at in the future.
And with that, Samir and Aman, I'm going to thank you both for joining us on this edition of the Startup Central. There's a big congratulations again to you and the entire team. That's big bucks. We're talking about $100 million fundraise from boAt Pinkers.